Hey y'all, welcome back to Gracious Offerings. In this video, I am doing my very first collaboration. I'm so excited, and it is with Antoinette with Simply But Chic and Jessica with Measure and Mix. And what it is a challenge for a Christmas centerpiece. So if you want to see what I'm going to be doing, stay tuned and we'll get to it. Okay guys, so the things you're going to need for this is one of these little glass like fishing bowl type things, one of these glass candle holders that are from Dollar Tree. You can also get the little bowl from Dollar Tree. Some type of baby oil. I got this Parents' Choice from Walmart. 2 of these glass candle holders from the Dollar Tree. Some glue. I'm using this Gorilla Glue clear grip that I got from Walmart, but you can also use E6000. You're going to want a really strong glue for this, because what this is going to be is a Snowman Snowglobe stand, and so you're going to want it to be held really good so nothing leaks out. You're going to need some paint. You need some orange, some red, and some black. We might need to use a black Sharpie. I'm not sure. Some glitter of your choice. I just have this on hand. It's kind of old, but it's a white shimmery glitter that is pretty fine. And I think the finer the glitter, the better it's going to be. And then you're going to want... I have a package of these little bows, and I just picked out this little green one. And you're going to want a top hat. This one I got from the Dollar General for $1, but they also have black ones at Dollar Tree that you can use. And this one also comes in gold. And if you had seen my Bundt pumpkin cake pan, you would have seen me use the gold one in that. And then I have a huge stack of ribbon, so you're going to need some ribbon of your choice. I just have my stack there because I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to use. And then you're going to want some floral picks, which I just laid out all of the ones I have. So, yeah, some of these are from last year, but we will figure that out. I'm kind of leaning towards that little sequiny looking holly berry over there, but maybe that little red one over there. I'm not sure. Or we might use a gold leaf. I don't know until we get into it. But I have some poinsettias and some pine cones and berries and such. So let's get started. Woohoo! The first thing you're going to want to do is make your face on this glass bowl, and that's where we get our paint from. We're also going to need our a paintbrush, maybe a few of them actually, so we can make our face on here. And right now I am going to go ahead and show you a picture of my inspiration for this, and you'll see what I'm doing. Also, we might go ahead and glue our candlestick holders together so they could be drying while we're doing other things. So let's get to it. Okay, guys, I'm going to get all of my stuff moved out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So first you're going to want to take your 2 candlesticks like these, and you're going to want to use your glue. And you want super glue, really good glue on everything that you do so that it don't fall over, it don't fall apart, it don't break, and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put E6000 or the Gorilla Glue or whatever glue you're going to use. I don't recommend using hot glue because it can come undone, but I put some glue around the top of that one, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this one and flip it over like this and stick it right on top. Make sure you get your little quarters and everything lined up, and you're just going to want to move that out of the way. You can also stick something heavy on top of it if you would like. I'll just put that little glass plate on top of it for now because that's where it's going to go anyway. But I'm not going to glue that down just right yet because I need to glue it to the globe. So the next thing you'll want to do is get your little globe. Okay, guys. So you can see I have a little bit of glitter in my bowl, and my glitter is out on my little glass. That's because I started recording and I painted my little face and realized I did it upside down. So make sure that this glass piece is going to go over this and it's going to be flipped upside down. So this actual whole piece is going to be your bottom. That's why we need a really good seal. So I had painted the face on as if this was the top. So I need to paint it on upside down. So what I have done is I have my black paint, I have my red paint, I have my orange paint, and I am, let's see, let's just start with the black for now till I notice where my paintbrush went. But you can use whatever you want. Move these out of the way. But I have this paintbrush where the bristle thing fell off, and so it has like a little hollow piece in there, and it makes for really good black eyes. And so for this snowman, we want him to have black eyes, and his smile is going to be made out of coal. So we're going to do this upside down. So I'm just going to take this and make an eye, making sure that it's touching. And it doesn't have to be perfect. None of this has to be perfect because it's going to look kind of like a little bit rustic. But you know, when you make a snowman outside, he's not perfect. You know, he's not perfectly shaped. His eyes are not perfectly shaped. No one's eyes are perfectly shaped. And so, but I think the little hollow piece in between it, it just gives it a little extra to it. So I'm going to wipe that off. And I'm going to be using the end of this paintbrush to make the coal pieces to his smile. But I need my other paintbrush. I have, oh, here it is. And so I am going to make his nose and his little red blushy cheeks first before I do that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this orange on my paintbrush, and it has red mixed in, so I don't know, I might get it covered a little bit better since I'm redoing it. I'm just going to make it look like it's a little carrot nose. So it doesn't really matter what direction it's pointing. I don't know if I like that. I'm going to wipe it off. And get some more on my paintbrush. So we are going to just make a little carrot nose like that. And again, it don't have to be perfect because carrots are not perfect shaped. And so that's all there is to the nose. And then we'll move on to the red for his little rosy cheeks. And I'm not going to use very much of this. I don't want it to be really thick. It does have glitter in it, so it can give it a little bit of a shimmer. But his little cheeks right here. And I'm just kind of making them circly looking and like little pom-poms kind of. So just like that. So he's upside down, but that's okay. Whoops. Luckily, this paint wipes off with a wet washcloth or a wipe. If you mess up, you can redo it, so that's a good thing. And we will be putting, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a sealant on it so that it doesn't come off later on. And I'm just going to lay this brush down for a minute because we're going back to this one with the tip here. It's going to make smaller circles than the eye. And we're just going to take our black paint. I'm going to put a little in there. And actually, this is probably a good surface for me to have this because I have a few little touch-up spots on this table I need to fix. And so I have the black out already. I can use it just to fix up my little spots on the table. So I think I'm just going to start right here in the middle so I know which way it needs to curve. And I'll just make a little dot. And then I'll just do a few more. Like so. Oh, sorry, my bottle's upside down. Was in the way. So there's his little smile. I just started in the middle, and then I went down one side, and I went down the other side. So I really just have 5 dots for his little smile. And you know, that doesn't have to be perfect either, because smiles are not perfect. Some of them are crooked. Some of them are cuter to be crooked than to be straight. So there is our little snowman with his little face upside down. And now I realized that I probably should have put the baby oil in first, so that we can coat the inside of the glass so everything won't stick to it. I'm going to take my baby oil and baby proof that lid. This one has like a little, that's weird. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to take my little protective covering off of my baby oil real fast. And I am going to fill it up probably halfway. I don't want it to be full. And hopefully, I think, yeah, I can use this whole bottle. That's all I need it for anyways. You want to use baby oil instead of water. I mean, you can use water, but baby oil has a little bit better consistency for that to float around in. And so I'm just going to take it and kind of coat the inside of the globe. All the way around to get some of that glitter off. You can see it's still kind of stuck right there. But there's that. And I am going to go ahead and pour. Ooh. Oh, the fan's making it go everywhere. I'm going to get all that in there. And while I have this up, I'm going to go ahead and take the sticker off. Well, maybe I won't. I can just, it'll be alright. And the glitter on top of this is going to be okay because it's going to go on just like that. And so that's actually the next step, is to glue this together. Of course, I don't know how, you're going to want to make sure yours is nice and clean. So I'm just going to move that glitter out of the way because I need to put the glue. On this part, we want to be very, very generous with our glue. So I am going to be putting glue on the edge of his head. And it's kind of going in my bowl, which is, it'll be all right. So I did that, and now I'm going to put it on my plate where it fits around that edge. And actually it's really good because this plate has a circle already indented in it, and it kind of fits perfectly with the edge of the bowl. Put a lot of glue. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that on top, and we're going to let that sit. just like so. So I am going to set this aside. Actually, not yet. I'm going to take my glue and I am just see if I can get more glue up in there. So that it don't come leaking out. I mean, after you do this and it dries, you can always go back and use some hot glue. It's moving around on me. Can't get up in that part. So I'm just going to let it sit like that for now. I'll just let it sit. Both of these will sit and we will let them harden up and solidify. I want to make sure that everything is perfectly straight and even before it gets too hard. So I will be right back once that I'll let all of that sit, and then I'll be back to decorate. Okay guys, I'm back, and these seem to be pretty well glued and solid, and somehow this kind of looks a little off to me at points, but then at other times I'm just like, I don't know. But I have decided that I want this piece to be glittery as well because we have all the glitter going on. And so this is the same paint I used for his cheeks. And it is the Folk Art Metallic Bright Red. The number is 493. I believe you can get this at Walmart or you could get it at any of your craft stores. But I'm going to try to use this because I want it to be glittery as well. So I don't really have too much in here, but I dumped some into my lid to use. And we will... Woo! Decided to come out when I didn't think it was ready that it was going to come out. So we'll see how this works. I can always go over it if it's not going to work, and I don't know, like, it's so clear, like it doesn't. It's like watercolor, kind of stained glass to it. So I don't know how well it's going to work, but you know, we can trial and error it. We can always go back over with something else if we need to. Well, we may decide that we like what it does. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just going to see how this works. I really kind of wanted it to be more glittery, and I don't know if it looks pink. I'm gonna go around the edge at the top, just kind of like staining it. y'all think about that? It's not exactly glittery red like the hat, you know? We may have to figure something else out. I'm not sure. Kind of crazy how that's working out. Pretty much used up all that was in that. Let's see if I can get this brush to go down in there. I don't know if I can. I got some out. Let's see. Kind of clumping up in areas. Try to clear that out a little bit. Catching on those like edges parts. I don't want it to show like little darker pieces and it not be cohesive. Really looks like stained glass. It's crazy. I really thought that it would be more coverage with this and more glittery looking. I don't even see any glitter really. I only see it like in the bottle. I do have like some wall paint over here, but I was thinking, even though it says it's Red Delicious Color Place Interior Paint Satin Grab and Go, it looks like it might be a little too dark. I remember putting it on the wall and it kind of looked like that. So, I don't know if it would. I don't know what color it would be. I think we may go ahead and try it. This is practically gone and it's not looking like I expected it to. So, I'm not even sure I can get this open right now. So, okay guys, so I went and I found my Apple Barrel Flag Red acrylic paint. And we're going to see how well this works. Because I looked at that that Color Place paint I had that in the Red Delicious, and it's just too pinkish colored. It comes out kind of magenta kind of looking, and I've always had issues with that paint because when I first bought it, I got it to paint some of the walls in my son's room, and because he wanted some of the walls to be red. It was one of those grab and go ones, and you think Red Delicious, I just think of red, but you know, if you really do kind of look at a Red Delicious apple, it is not your just traditional red. It is does have some other colors, kind of a pinkish tone to it, pinkish purplish looking tone to the red. So that's kind of what it looks like. It is not what I want. Did not want it in his room, and I don't want it on this candlestick either. So we will go with this and see how this flag red from Apple Barrel works. Oh, I forgot I had paint chunks in there as well. Okay. See, now I don't know how well it's gonna look. I don't have any red spray paint on hand, but I'm afraid that's probably what I'm going to end up having to do is just go get the spray paint, because the spray paint seems to cover it a lot better, because when I painted my silver ones, it covered it just fine. So thinking that's what we're gonna end up doing, guys. So you might want to get some red spray paint. I don't know. Did a little over here, and I don't know. I think we're gonna have to go with the red spray paint. So I'm gonna go get some of that, and then I will be back with you once I have that on hand. And I'll show it to you, what I decide to get, and I will take this outside and spray paint it. So, I will see you in a bit. Okay guys, I am finally back, and I worked really hard on making sure that my little snowman head wasn't leaking, and every attempt I had some come out. I finally figured out where it was leaking at, but as you can see, I have a huge wall of glue that is a mixture of hot glue and the Gorilla Glue, and so I just kept applying it until it no longer leaked out on me. So I think I'm finally good. Yeah, we're finally good, I think. And so I have his little hat, and I need to glue it on his head. I also decided that I am going to use all or part of this pick, and maybe some of this pick too, because I wanted to go ahead, since his hat's all shimmery, and you know his face ends up being pretty shimmery, that I wanted to stay with the shimmery sparkly ness of everything. I did go ahead and purchase some red spray paint, which I left outside, but you can use any kind of red spray paint that you would want on your base, and I went ahead and I spray painted that those candlesticks here. So I think they look pretty good now. I think it would probably look even better if we had put glitter on it, but if I had done that, then glitter probably would be coming off everywhere, and I'm not into that. So So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to glue his hat on his head, and I'm going to glue the base of his head onto the top of the candlestick. And then I will finish my decorations. So, I am going to be taking my glue and just putting it around like we did earlier. And I'm going to stick him on top. And then I am just going to take glue around the edge of that inner circle and just stick that on top and let that set up. And then I will be back. Okay, so I have this ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I wrapped it around his head, and I'm going to cut it so that it wraps just straight around his head, or actually his neck, I guess it would be his neck. And so I got it clipped, and I am actually going to take it and fold it like this all the way down the length, because it is a little too wide for me, but I do want it to cover, that, all of that glue. So it's gonna kind of look like a scarf. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of wrap it around each other so that it looks like a scarf a little bit. And I'm just going to, see, I got it like that all the way around. And I'm just going to take my hot glue and secure it where I want it to overlap. And then I'll just hold that in place for a minute. Just like that. And I think I'm going to cut my thing like that. And this one as well. Like that. And that way it could come apart a little bit. Let's see if you can see that. We're working with this. Anyway, it comes apart a little bit so it looks like it's a dovetail scarf kind of over here. Anyway, so that's the way the front of him's gonna look at the moment. And then I have this pick. I'm going to take the package off. And it says I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it was $1.49, and I'm sure that they probably had it on sale when I had gotten it. So you may still be able to find something like this there. I'm not sure. But I'm going to cut it down because I don't want this longo stem. Probably would have been easier if I used some wire clippers, but they are not in this room. They're in my other room. So I am wanting to just stick that down in there. So I'm just going to put some hot glue on the end of that. And then just stick that on. May have to hold it and put glue on it at the same time. Let's see if I can get it to bend some. And put more glue. I kind of encased the little piece of stem in the glue. And this stuff does flake off. It's kind of making a mess on the table. Just have to hold it there until it hardens up. So I'll be right back once it's done setting up. Okay, so I cut me off of one of my, it's called a red cluster berry bush. I believe I got this at the Dollar Tree. And I kind of wanted it to maybe sit this to where you can see what I'm doing. Kind of sit like that. Give it a little more red glitter in there. So I'm going to need to use some more glue in that spot. And I'm just going to stick it down in there. Put a little more on top of it to encase it. And the other piece is holding it in the spot, so it's good for me. And I couldn't decide whether I should put the bow here. Okay, so I was trying to figure out where I wanted to put my bow. And I didn't know if I wanted it just to be like a bow tie, or I wanted it further down on the stick. But I do want to hide this glue glob over here. So I decided that maybe it would be cute just to have it over there on the side. And if I can just get it to stay, then we'll be set. Let's see. Bring it down. So that's how he looks, you guys, on his little stand. I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what your thoughts are on it, and if you would want to attempt to try to make something that might leak everywhere. And also remember to check out everyone else's videos as well. That is in the playlist for the Christmas Centerpiece Challenge. And also, if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and the bell when it appears so that you'll be notified of all of the other upcoming tutorials that I'll be posting. And give this video a like if you liked this craft. And I will see you in the next video.